And welcome everyone to an NCAA.com March Madness offseason Skype session. I'm Andy Katz. Pleased to be joined by Devon Dotson from Kansas. And Devon, let's go through a couple decisions here. First off, your decision to not stay in the NBA draft and come back to Kansas. Why?
I feel like, from the team perspective, I had unfinished business. We fell short of some team goals that we had last season. So, I want to, make sure, that becomes a check I can cross off the box and, try to win a national championship. And so, I'm excited for the season and I can't wait.
So going through that process, and this was the first time where agents were sort of out of the, shadows. You could really talk to people and get a much better sense of where you stood. What'd you learn about where you're at in this process?
Right. I learned a lot about myself. I feel like, the process was very beneficial to my family and I. We gained great feedback from the scouts. They told me what I needed to work on and, areas where, I can improve on. And, Such as, getting more consistent with my outside shot, just leading out there, talking more out there on the court, and just improving all aspects of the game, the IQ wise, passing. But I feel like it's helped out a lot. I heard they think really highly of me. So, if I decide to come out next year, it'll be like a great spot.
So look, your head coach, Bill Self, has told me many times in the past that, a certain player could be a Big 12 Player of the Year, National Player of the Year candidate. Go back to Frank Mason. Obviously, there's been others like that. Graham, Devontae Graham. So there's been other players that he's been correct on. And, he said Dedrick Lawson was going to be a big-time talent, transfer from Memphis. He was. He has said the same thing about you. Why do you think he's going to be correct that you could have that kind of season where you could be Big 12 Player of the Year and a candidate for National Player of the Year?
I would say, just my work ethic, this summer, I'm making a point to, be in the gym multiple times a day, just getting the extra reps in, and just improving every aspect of my game. I'm a student of the game and we'll try to soak any information I can out of the coaches, out of anybody. So, I'm hungry and I just want to take it to the next level.
All right, so Devon, there's been a lot of changes here. On the plus side, Udoka Azubuike healthy, Sylvia D'Souza eligible. So you got your bigs. You lose Quentin Grimes, your backcourt mate. Dedrick Lawson decides to stay and become a professional, but then you bring in Isaiah Moss, transfer from Iowa.
Yes, sir.
And then Jalen Wilson, who's going to go to Michigan. He comes to Kansas. So help me out. You're on the ground there. What does this makeup look like on the perimeter and a healthy and eligible big with that kind of talent inside?
Right. So, the returns we have coming back, Ochai, Abaji, Marcus Garrett, and then we have from the big standpoint, we have David back and healthy, Silvio is back eligible, and Big Dope, he's a big part of our team. So just having him back can help out a lot, So, and we have freshmen that can come in and, make an impact from day one. So, this team has a lot of depth to it. Jalen Wilson, he can really shoot the ball. So we have perimeter shooting. We have inside presence. And so, this season should be really exciting. And I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so three guys real quick I'm curious of. Moss, because he's an experienced guy, what your thoughts are. The health of Doak, because he was a monster inside where he was just scoring at will and couldn't move out of the post. And then D'Souza, if there's any rust, if you could just go down the line with those three guys for me.
Right, Moss, he can really shoot it. I think he shot over 40% from the three-point line at Iowa last year. So that can really stretch out the defense and, just keep the defense honest. So, he's an experienced player that can, help the locker room. And he's a great player. Silvio, back eligible, he can do many things out there on the court. He's fast, strong, can catch lobs. Just an energy player that can, get loose balls, 50 balls. And Big Dope, he's a monster down there. He can catch lobs. So, I really like the team that we have. Yeah, so it should be exciting.
And the last thing, Devon, last year was the first time in, you could argue more than half your life practically, that Big 12, that Kansas didn't win the Big 12 or get a piece of it. That was Texas Tech and Kansas State. I know that's just one piece of this puzzle because the bigger prize is out there, obviously, to get to Atlanta. But how much is that driving this group here in the offseason to get back and create a new string of winning this conference?
Right. It's a big drive for us just because, as freshmen last year, we don't want to be the players that didn't win anything, to come through here in the past 14 years. So, that drives us every day. So, we try to bring it 110% in practice. But yeah, like you said, that's a small goal for the bigger picture, which is the national championship. And I feel like we have a great chance of coming close or achieving that goal. So, I'm excited.
Vaughn, I appreciate you taking some time here in the offseason. Enjoy the rest of the summer. I know we'll talk to you in the fall. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for having me.